Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. This is Naya Dojins, and today's video is on this beading pattern. Okay, it's beginner friendly, super beginner friendly. You know, I bring you guys only the best, right? So I promised in my previous video that I was going to show you guys the pattern on how I achieve this look, and here is the video how to make this bust like where I actually inserted the fringes on. I'm going to show you guys and so much more. And please do not forget to subscribe, like. Please, your likes are what is encouraging me to produce or to make more content and more posts. So without wasting much of your time, let's get started. So these are the stones I use. I use this sea green claw stone, and I also make use of this black one as well that is like teardrop. And I also made use of these flat beads. It's flat and it has hole in it whereby I can insert my needle. You can actually decide to use gum on that one. And also my glass pipe bead, my seed beads, and crystal beads. Of course, you can never go wrong with crystal beads. And my needle, I'm using a size 11 needle because I'm using that pipe bead. The holes are particularly small. Then I just cluster my beads together because I wanted to do a cluster beading pattern, but I actually had to make it cluster but in a pattern, not just mixing it together, because I didn't like how the color came up together when I mixed the whole black with the sea green together. Now, first thing first, you know, you have to you saw my thread. I'm making use of invisible thread for this pattern. I also made use of my normal sewing thread as well. First thing first, guys, you have to secure your thread to the fabric. Yes, that is the first thing. You cannot omit this. I will always emphasize on you securing your thread to your fabric. And if you're using an invisible thread, please make sure you secure it more than once. Okay, so now you're taking your beads. I made use of my crystal beads first, and then I use different two sizes of crystal bead. I use a size 6, I think size 8, and a size 4. Then my seed bead is size 3 seed bead. Then my claw stones and my pipe beads. Okay, so for my seed bead, I was taking it to because it was tiny and I wanted to be fast about the whole process. So I used two of my seed beads to just cluster the beads together. Like I said earlier, I wanted to just make it clustered with the seed claw stone of sea green claw stone, but I didn't like the way it was looking when I mixed it together. So I decided to put black patterns all over one sea green claw stone, like you're going to see me do. I just have to incorporate everything. I'm making sure that there was no space in between each bead. Yeah, so now this is me introducing my claw stone, this sea bead. You know, claw stones, just like cup chains and everything, they have hole in between them whereby you can pass your needle. That is why I really am going to encourage you guys to use a size 11 needle. Yeah, I don't know if if you're watching from other country, I don't know how to say, but the tightness of all needle, that is what you should use, so that you can be able to penetrate through the holes in this claw stone, as well as if you're using your glass pipe beads, the holes are pretty small. A size 12 needle can pass through it. Okay, can usually pass through all of the beads, so I'm using a size 11 needle. Then you're going to pass your needle into the holes of these claw stones, okay, like this. And once you secure it, you're going to secure it by passing the needle back to the fabric. Okay, make sure while you're doing this, you're having a knitwork whereby threads are not showing behind of your fabric, the behind of your dress. Like I said in my previous, I think I have a video whereby I made details about how not to make your thread show behind it. I think it's I'll put a link of that behind under this video. Okay, so how you're going to achieve a look without thread showing behind, how techniques you're going to use for that. Now I'm passing my needle through my flat bead. I told you this flat bead, it has holes on the net whereby you can pass your needle through it to secure it. You can actually use your gum, your Hugo gum, or your 3000 E3000 gum for this one, because the surface is flat. But I just like securing my beads with thread and needle. I don't know why. Okay, so now I'm putting this teardrop black cloud stones to it. Now the idea was that I just wanted it to have this gathered effect up of it. Then I was going to use this flat beads and this claw stone, black claw stone at the top of it, so that's just going to give me this will I say a kind of pattern, a kind of design. I just wanted it to just be under it, and then the other ones are cluster. It's just a pattern I just incorporated, like it just came up. One thing about beading is that you can just be going along and then ideas will be forming in your head. The initial idea you have might not be what you're going to use to finish it. Okay, now this is what is looking like off camera, or how far I've gone. Now I'm going to show you guys how I achieve this box like beading this thing, whereby I infuse my trimmings to it. Okay, first thing first, I have to cover the edges of these layers, and I just use as much bead that is going to cover that space for it, like so. Then after doing that, I'm using one, but you can use more than one beads. Okay, so now to create the box, you actually need an odd number of beads. Like for me, I'm using 7 beads, so it's going to be 3 on the other side and 3 on the other side. Now you're going to pass the needle back from the beginning of the beads. I don't know, you saw what I did, right? After filling the beads in, then I pass the needle to the first bead. Now that's to create this effect whereby you're having 3 on this other side, 3 on this other side, and 1 on top of it. Okay, then I'm going to secure this whole step into the fabric so that it doesn't shift, passing the needle through the other side of the bead, like you can see me show you here. Now I'm going to bring out the beads from here, and I'm going to introduce another 7 beads again. Okay, now I'm going to introduce another 7 beads. Now me using another 7 beads, I'm now going to pass my needle back from the first bead I put, like you can see me do. Now I'm going to do this for 3 times because I just wanted to create. Now there's going to be a space there. You're going to pass your needle through it, then take your needle back up, because we need to do another step again, like you can see me do. Now once I draw the thread, it's going to cover that space. Do you get what I'm trying to show you there? Now after doing that, see, it's now 1. You will not even know that I actually did 3 2 step in it. Now I'm doing the last one. I'm going to do that, pass the needle into it, then secure it. Now just so that this doesn't shift, I'm going to take my needle and pass my thread down to the last part of it and secure it on the fabric, like you see me do. I'm going to secure this on the fabric. Okay, now I'm going to bend this over because now it's 3 sections. It's going to have 1 on the left, 1 on the right, and 1 on top of it. Do you get? Now I'm going to bend it. Then once I bend it, I'm going to now use my needle and pass through that last 1 bead that is always remain when you put 3 on this side, 3 on this side. Yes, you see. Then I'm going to take it, secure it on my fabric again. As now it's going to give this H, or will I say N shape in it. Now there's going to be a space in between it. This space, now I'm going to introduce 3 beads in it. Do you get? Because there's 3 beads on this other side, 3 beads on this other side. So I'm going to introduce 3 beads to it. 2 beads. I think it's 2 beads I introduced. Yes, 2 beads, because it's going to complete that sequence of 3 beads, 3 beads. Now once I've done that, now the bead is going to come up, and now I'm going to pass. I'm going to do the other side because we're trying to make a box, remember. So once I've done on this front side, I'm going to do also at the back side. I'm going to introduce my beads on this other side as well. Now once you've done that, now you've created a box. Now we're going to go shift our needle a bit. We're going to do the same thing we did here. We're going to do another, okay, like making 2 sections of it. Now I'm going to use our 7 beads again, then we'll continue with the same process we did again. Once you do that, you're passing our needle through it again, then securing it to our fabric. Now I've done 2 of it, like you can see off camera. Now we're going to try to join these 2 beads together, like these 2 sections together. So what we're going to do, I'm going to be using 2 beads to connect these 2 sections together. So it was, I didn't know that it was not really showing, but you get what I'm trying to say. Now I'm going to use another 2 beads and pass it to this other side. Now I'm going to introduce 2 beads, then connect it to the second box, like so. Now this is just to make it look like one section, like a triangle. Okay, now do you see it's now all clustered together? Look at the side, the front, and the other side of it now clustered together. It's now like a box. Now I did a second one. Now just like we did before, we're going to be using 2 beads to join these two together, these 2 sections and these 2 sections together, like you're seeing me do now. Can you see that? Now this is going to make a perfect box. Okay, I'm using my 2 beads, and I'm going to be passing it from one bead to another, one bead to another, so that it cluster together and create this box like you see. And you just try to use your hands to excuse me, try to use your hands to you know, press them together so they are clustered together like you see me do. You're pressing it together, then you continue that process. You pass your 2 beads, and now our box is created. Can you see how beautiful this is looking? Now you're going to secure passing the needle, because now the needle is, the thread is on top of the beads, the box, right? So we need to pass it down from those beads down to the fabric. Then we're going to secure our thread so that the thread doesn't show. Remember, we're trying to give neat work as possible so that the thread doesn't show. Now in this process, now I'm going to attach the fringe to it. Okay, from the down, using another thread. Like you can see me, I'm using an invisible thread because of these glass beads are very sharp. It has sharp edges, and it cuts my it cuts my normal sewing thread. So that's why I'm using my invisible thread. Now to create this star like this, I'm going to show you how I achieve that. Okay, now after infusing your thread, your beads, your glass bead into your thread, that shouldn't take much time. Okay, you're introducing it to it. You just keep clustering. I actually use my crystal beads for that one, just to give it that shiny effect, because it was a glass bead. So you know, this invisible thread is kind of tacky, and if you're not careful with it, it's going to, you know, start coiling or tangling and all that. And one thing about using an invisible thread, please try as much as possible not to stretch it, because once you stretch it, it's going to start giving this coil. So on this my boning channel, I did a running stitch on it, whereby I started with my crystal beads, then I incorporated my seed beads together with my crystal bead. Then you give a space inward, then you fill in your crystal beads, then 4 or 5 beads of your seed bead, depending on what you want. For me, that's what I used. Then later on, I'm going to add my claw stones at the middle of it, just so that that place is not empty. Okay, just like I did the other side, I also did the same on this other side. Now just take your time. Now I have a tutorial already on different beading patterns. Okay, beginner friendly beading patterns, like basic step. So now this other side, I just use my flat beads on this side. I didn't want there to be empty. I really didn't know what to use there. So since I was having still menders from my flat beads, I added it to that side. I've added my fringe, so it was still looking empty. So I started to do some touchings on the up of it. So what I did was I made use of my continuous stitch. Do you get? Like on this part, just doing a continuous stitch on it, just to fill up that space. Now continuous stitch is a stitch, not speech. Stitch is a stitch whereby there's no gap in between it. Now this continuous stitch, if you want to make a circle or a continuous line whereby it doesn't show any space, just continuous. Now me up front, just showing you, I fill in my beads on my thread. So now once I fill in my bead, I missed the use of my seed beads and my crystal bead, just the crystal bead to give it that shine, like you can see. Now once you're filling your crystals and your beads to the certain amount or the certain length you want, you're going to place it on the fabric like so. Then look at where it stopped. Now you take your needle back, not forward. You take your needle back a bit. Now once you take it back a bit, then you draw out your thread. Then you're going to look for where the thread actually meets to the beads you've done. Then you take it back to the front. Do you get? Now from this front, if I was continuing, now I would have added more beads, and it should just be a straight line without any space in between. Now I'm trying to secure my thread, and I'm ending the beading process. So I'm going to secure my thread, make a knot like you see me do. Once I make a knot and the knot is firm, I'm going to pass my thread, my needle, down to a space far from that place I made the knot. Then I'll introduce my scissors and cut it out. Now this helps so that the dress is going to be neat. You will not be seeing thread on top of my dress. Okay, I will just show you guys a video whereby I make everything so simple. Now this is what is looking so far, and I loved it. So at this end part, I just didn't want there to be empty. I just added beads, just the random beads over there, so that it doesn't look empty. Remember, just to make it have this fullness over there. So On this other side, I decided to just redefine the shape of this dress, whereby using my sea green cloth stone to just redefine the shape by taking it down to the waistline, like so. Now it just gave me this hourglass kind of setting and all. Okay, so now you know the cloth stone has holes on it already, so you just passing your needle through the holes, then secure it on the fabric. Then once you're done, you make a knot to make sure everything is firm and all. Now I know you found this very helpful, and if you have watched up to this extent, so thank you very much. And please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, follow me on IG or on IG as Naya Dolgens. We're also on Instagram as Naya Dolgens as well. Please like, share, just be part of this growing family. Okay, this theme of this year is we no go grief for anybody, so I'll be bringing up beautiful videos, interesting videos in the future. I know you want to be part of it. Please stay tuned, subscribe and all that. Okay, now remain super blessed until my next video. Okay, bye for now.